This update is 100% not expected on Galaxy S25 Ultra, but it would be a big surprise in 2025. Also, there are a bunch of updates left unchanged on S25 Ultra, but I've got a special news. So stick till the end to find more, and for more updates, don't forget to subscribe. Anyone from Samsung user who are willing to see the Face ID on S25 Ultra? Well, a couple of people really wanted it, and this is where things started getting interesting. According to internal source, Samsung is testing out a new technology for facial recognition, and it is better than the Face ID used in the iPhone 15 Pro Max. According to him, a polarized facial recognition technology has reached pre-market phase. The technology, unlike Apple, doesn't require any additional sensors, keeping the punch hole design instead of dynamic island. In addition, due to the way Polar ID works, it will be even more secure than the Face ID. Polar ID uses the power of Qualcomm Snapdragon for processing and the manufacturing power of Samsung LSI division to bring this technology to life. It is expected in 2025. The first sensor, ISOCELL Vision 931, is already tested. Maybe we will see this on S25 Ultra. Finally, the Face ID alternative is coming on Android. Now we all know, most, or I should say all recent Android phones do offer facial recognition, but with a prompt it is not secure enough and you can only use it to unlock your device. But this is a different ball game, and I hope it works better than the Face ID. Samsung for the first time put a titanium frame on S24 Ultra, and most of you guys don't know which one is it. Well, I already shared this info at the launch of S24 Ultra, but let me clear here. S24 Ultra uses a grade 2 titanium compared to what Apple uses a grade 5 titanium on iPhone 15 Pro Max. So Apple's grade 5 is more scratch resistant compared to what Samsung used in the S24 Ultra. And even Zach from Jerry Rig Everything tested both titanium and claimed grade 2 is far cheaper than the grade 5 titanium used in the iPhone 15 Pro Max. Now I won't explain more because according to the source, Samsung is going to use the same grade 2 or probably go with the grade 3 titanium on S25 Ultra. Now upon drop test and other durability measures, it worked better than enough, which means we won't mind having the same grade 2 on S25 Ultra, and even if Samsung go with a grade 3, it will be a marginal improvement overall. Now upon my concerns about the cameras of S25 Ultra, last time this is what ICE claimed. Regarding the cameras of S25 Ultra, prepare for the worst. Don't rule out the possibility that everything will remain the same. This is quite shocking news that no camera update on S25 Ultra seems impossible to happen, and here's my reason. Last time I also explained this is too early to even comment on S25 Ultra cameras, and now this is what internal source claims. We cannot rule out any design or internal changes as Samsung understand that some change is needed for S25 Ultra. Due S24 Ultra quite similar to S23 Ultra, and this is why so many prototypes are tested this time, especially camera wise. Now I believe we will going to see 4 cameras on the back. 3x is not going anywhere according to the source, and I think so, but the change we will see is the ultra wide sensor or the variable telephoto sensor. Now 50 megapixel ultra wide sensor is much needed to compete against the biggest competitor, which is Apple. S16 Pro Max will going to feature a same 48 megapixel ultra wide sensor, which means we should keep our eye on ultra wide sensor, and this would be a big change since we are coming from only 12 megapixel on the previous generations. Remember I said Samsung is going to add a new battery AI feature on S25 Ultra? Well, the internal source also confirms it. Now he claimed, unfortunately, battery AI, no matter how good it is, it will only buy you 30 to 60 minutes more of battery time. However, it is still good to see OS optimization and software work on Samsung development team. It has always been behind. Really finger crossed for a larger battery. This means no matter what Samsung would do with the software, they can't buy more battery life. They need to go with a bigger battery. Now the internal source also shared this information before. He claims Galaxy S25 Ultra 5500 mAh battery is right now in a testing process, which means it might be possible for us to get the 5500 mAh battery if there is no cost-cutting strategy involved in it. He also claims if there is a 5500 mAh battery, still you're going to see a 45 watt fast charger. He said Samsung will going to improve the charging algorithm and it will be better for our long-term use. Now at first I was a little bit skeptical about the battery AI thing, which he explains Samsung is working heavily on improving the battery life on S25 Ultra. That means they are cooking big. He also claims S25 Ultra will going to feature a Snapdragon 4 FG version, which is made for Galaxy, and Samsung will going to underclock the middle cores to save up some battery on S25 Ultra. I think they are trying similar things just like what they did with the Snapdragon 3 on S24 Ultra, where they underclock the middle cores but overclock the high performance core. Apart from internal source, there are two sources claiming big about the battery AI feature. Now according to second source, instead of increasing the battery size of S25 Ultra, Samsung will going to introduce a new battery AI to improve the battery life of S25 Ultra. Honestly, I am skeptical about this battery AI feature. According to the source, Samsung will better handle the background task or unnecessary task and even limit the processor high frequencies. Now I have a different opinion on this. If you're spending this much amount of money on a flagship device, still AI will kill the background task, why do we even need to spend this much amount of money? We can buy a cheaper phone and can get a better battery life. Battery AI along with the bigger battery size should be a way to go. And Samsung have to give us option to turn off AI battery optimization just in case if we don't like it, we can turn it off. And this is what the third source claims. According to the source, Samsung will going to enhance the battery backup by 20 to 30 minutes, which is obviously I'm expecting a screen on time. Now this source didn't confirm which thing is getting a change. But there's another source claiming even big about the battery life of Galaxy Z Fold 6. Earlier we expected we are going to see a bigger 6.9 inches display on S25 Ultra, but it seems like Samsung is dropping the idea of going for it. Where ICE claims, what I can confirm, there is no size change on S25 Ultra. It will be same 6.8 inches. Now I don't mind having the exact same size, it is an ideal size for a smartphone, but the big issue, which I will see if Samsung go with the same display technology as S24 Ultra, we need couple of changes. Fix the grainy issue on S25 Ultra. There's an internal source claim big about the display peak brightness. According to him, we are going to see a massive 3000 nits of peak brightness on S25 Ultra. This means we are not going to see a size change, but display technology will see a change next year. Now we don't know how efficient will it be since 3000 nits peak is 400 nits more than the S24 Ultra. Now finally, Samsung cost cutting strategy is about to end because sources claim big about the internal changes on S25 Ultra. Finally, Samsung is going to give us 16 gigs of RAM on S25 Ultra. But the thing which is really interesting is we are going to see a 16 gigs on 512 gigs and 1 TB version. You only see 12 gigs on 256 gigs of storage. These new storage options are not a normal one but a new UFS 4.0 4-lane CES, which will going to boost the speed compared to the UFS 4.0. And on this note, if you find value from this video, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. I'll see you next time. Till then, peace out.